Yo, what is going on, world of YouTube? It's your boy Aaron. I am back with another Everything's Intriguing podcast, and today I have an awesome guest, Austin native, I guess now, BC the Ice God. What's up, Ice God?
Man, what's good with it, Aaron? What's the
Dude,
deal? I'm excited to be on here. What's up, world?
dude. Again, I'm super excited to have you. You just put out a new album. We're gonna get into that later, and then we're gonna talk about you probably most of the time, dude. This is awesome. How are you feeling though, real fast, about this new album?
Oh man, I'm feeling good because the message and the purpose behind it is so authentic, and I really feel like, I really can use my influence to help other people in a good way. And if I can do that through music, why not?
Yeah, dude. Heck yeah. So again, like I said, we're gonna get into the album. Definitely get into your
Yeah,
music.
yeah, for sure.
But real fast, I like to ask all my guests this because, COVID is a thing. I want to make sure you, family, friends, relationships, you're all doing okay and staying healthy.
Yeah, 100%. We get in nature, we eating healthy, you know what I'm saying? We're practicing social distancing.
Good, good. I know that was one of the ordeals because you were going to have the live stream for your album release party. And I guess because of COVID and the amount of people that might have that were going to go, probably shut that down. I apologize for that, man. That sucks.
Yeah, man, it was tough. I was really looking forward to it, because also like this is my first like project release too, and I was looking forward to performing. I love to perform, and it's devastating when it gets closed down due to unfortunate events.
Yeah, dude, I bet. Now, I mean, again, like all musicians have practically gone through this. What have you done to maybe counteract, the COVID? Because you can't play shows. You probably, I don't know if you have merch, but people can't go to your shows and buy your merch. So what are you doing to maybe adapt?
I have, I've just being on social media really is the main thing. Just making sure, every platform has all the content, and just promoting my brand at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in a day and age where the internet, it could be a very powerful tool if you use it in the correct and effective ways.
Yeah, dude, that's true. I've seen a lot of bands like you put out an album, so they were going to do a live stream. A lot of bands in my scene, so like the heavy metal scene, have put
Yeah, I fuck with that scene, by the way.
heck yeah,
We
that's
can
what I'm
cuss
talking.
on here, right?
Yeah, you're good, you're good.
Okay, cool. Already.
That's awesome. But yeah, a lot of like the heavy bands that I listen to, they've been doing live streams and stuff like that. So that's one way they adapted. They put out new merch that like never before seen and stuff like that. So I think you're right. Branding yourself and really using the internet as a tool is huge.
Yeah, most definitely. And it's like with merch, everything is just it's becoming digital. It has to be online. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I feel like online, there's so many different ways you can promote just merch or just anything that you're trying to get out there. You got ads, you got email lists, you got a lot of different things you can do to, just get out there at the end of the day. And I mean, of course I miss performing because, it's just fun to do so. But at the end of the day, if I got to do a live stream to keep people connected with me, I'm going to do that.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I was reading on your little Spotify bio, you were a college basketball player. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I sure was. I played for 2 years.
Oh, nice. So you went from that entertaining those people and then into rapping. What started you rapping?
Man, it's crazy because I've always been a rapper. Like my whole life, I was always a rapper, and just music was just always around me. It runs through my family. But I wanted to be a basketball player. My whole life, I wanted to be in the NBA. I used to spend hours and hours and hours in the gym, because that was my passion. I felt like that's what my purpose was.
Mhm.
And my first year of college, I redshirted. And then my second year, it was just a horrible year all around because our coach, my former head coach, was the coach of Kentucky. He was John
Oh,
Wall's
wow.
coach. And he was at the same JUCO that I was at. So we were looking to win a national championship that year. And due to health issues, actually, he he had to leave in the beginning of the season. So it didn't really go too well. And after that, you know, I just felt like music was just my true purpose in life. I felt like it's a powerful tool. You can influence people. And I feel like if I can do that in a good way, like I said, why not?
Yeah. Now, I'm guessing now you're probably, you know, you've been in a studio and everything like that. But when you first started, were you just making beats like on your laptop and like, I don't know, like just going into your recordings on your phone and doing and then putting it on your computer, you know, the old school way?
Man, you got that just right. I was doing exactly that, except it was actually GarageBand. That's where I started. I used to produce my own beats, engineer my own stuff, and I used to have the iPhone headphones before the pods with the wire and everything, you know, and it had the microphone, and I used to sit and I used to record through there before I actually started going to the studio.
Dude, heck yeah. I feel like everybody's like gone that route before.
Yeah. You got to start somewhere, man. You know, the first time it might suck, but if, you know, you just keep developing, keep pushing, you know, in the end, your sound will develop over time.
Yeah, like yeah, definitely. I do everything for my band. And I remember I went to a show and you know how like sometimes the entertainers, they'll like come and hang out after the show, you know, they'll just like meet and greet. So I asked
Yeah.
one of the guys, he's a singer for a band called Bad Omens, and I was like, "Hey man, I'm trying to get into making my own stuff. Like, what do you suggest?" And he's like, "Dude, whatever DAW you're using, GarageBand, Logic, Reaper, whatever you're using, get super comfortable with that, get super good at that, and then move
Right.
on to putting money into it." Because he said there's no point in putting money into it if you don't know what you're doing.
Right. You gotta, before you invest, you gotta do your homework. You gotta know, you know, you gotta master it first. And I feel like, you know, I master GarageBand. I'm pretty solid. I'll hop on every once in a while, you know, and like just produce. I have 2 producers now, but like I said before, like when I first started, I was producing everything myself.
Dude, that's funny. I got like so bored during this quarantine, and I was watching a lot of Machine Gun Kelly because he was posting out those videos like crazy. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to make some trap beats, and I made one that I think is pretty solid. But other than that, I'm like, I don't know if this is for me.
Hold on, man. You gonna have to shoot that to my email. You got my email, Aaron. You better shoot that to me. No charge for the feature. No charge. I got you.
I would definitely send it to you. I don't know if it's good or anything, but out of the ones I did, it's the one I like.
I got you.
So,
So you're a guitarist as well?
yeah, I play electric guitar, and I do
Man.
backing, like back vocals.
Oh, okay. That's what's up, man. Cause my producer, he could take like the loops from the guitar and he could like sample them on like some trap beats and whatever type of beats. Cause he's so versatile. He's like me, just like his music just touches a lot of different people.
Yeah. All right. So, since we're talking about producers right now, how much of an impact does a producer have on like your music?
Oh man, they're essential, you know, because any producer really, it's, you know, they bring that vibe out of the artist. You know, you got your shit that just slaps and makes,
Yeah.
you know, an artist like me want to come on there and just shred that motherfucker. And then you got those songs where you're low key crying in the studio and you're in your feelings like telling your whole life story.
Yeah.
But
Well,
they're very essential.
so have you I guess you felt like you found your producer, because some bands that I've watched interviews and stuff, they say some producers they do too much, they try to kind of take over, so they end up leaving that producer. Or some I did one with the drummer, and he said like that his producer changed the whole game for their album. So I'm guessing you have found that producer.
Yeah,
Are
I've been
those two?
actually these 2 producers, Swag B, he's from Cleveland and that motherfucker is a monster. And then I got DJ Watchman, he's actually here in Austin with us. And I've been working with them since I started, actually. And it's just been up. We've developed our sound together, and I think we complement each other very well. So producers are definitely essential. They can make or break you, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. It's funny because we talked about basketball earlier, and then you said Cleveland, and the first thing I thought of was LeBron. Who's your favorite
Right.
Who's your favorite basketball team?
Man, I gotta go with the Lakers and the Spurs.
Spurs?
Yes, I got to. I've got to. I know what? out over here. Come on, man.
I'm from Houston, so that hurt. That hurt.
Oh, man. Come on, man. I still got respect for H-Town, you know what I'm saying? I still fuck with James Harden and Russ West and everybody out there. But if I had to choose a favorite, I got to go with the Lakers and the Spurs because that's just who I grew up on.
That's true. Okay, that's cool. A lot of daggers from the Spurs. It's okay. All right, so who are some like rappers that growing up that you look up to?
My first gotta be Tupac. Actually, I got his album cover right here, All Eyes on Me. That's like number one.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's just his messages were just so powerful. Like after you're done listening to him, you feel like his homeboy. You know what I mean? I gotta say him, and I've really been fucking with like Kevin Gates, Meek Mill, Jay-Z for sure. I gotta say Jay-Z because in the end he taught me how to hustle.
That's so funny you said Kevin Gates because I listen to your music. I'm like, dude, he kind of reminds me of Kevin Gates a little bit.
You better stop lying, man.
I'm not lying. That's awesome.
Which song? Do you remember which song it was?
No, I just like how when he's flowing. So when you're listening to somebody, they're flowing, and then they have a word that's in there, and it kind of doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But Kevin Gates doesn't really do that. He flows so perfectly, and so when I'm listening to your music, I listen to the lyrics, and I'm like, he's flowing. Like there's no words that come in there, and that you're like, okay, I don't know if that one fits. I'm not like seriously. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man, for real. Because I feel like it's rare to find that in, new artists that are coming up. Because, you got mumble rap and stuff like that. That's the most, like, popular, just the simple stuff. But I really, like, I love to sit there and work on my flow and work on my delivery. Because I know how important it is as a rapper. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. So do you get most of your motivation from Tupac and Kevin Gates and Jay-Z?
I say them, and I just honestly,
or is it like
study.
Or is it like outside sources, maybe, family you get motivation from, things like that? Where do you get your motivation?
My trainer, back whenever I was trying to play basketball, my trainer, Charles Austin, he's the high jump Olympic gold medalist, and he won the Olympics, and he trained me, and he's trained me since I was a little kid, and just his mentality. I picked up on that being in the gym with him. So I would like to say, I've had people in my life to instill like that killer instinct in me, as well as studying people like, Mike Tyson, Kobe, just people, who have legacies. I study greats because I try to pick up on little things that they have.
Yeah, that's funny because like when I grew up, I played basketball. I was an MVP in my district. Just gonna throw that out there. Just in high school.
Okay.
I tried out for college ball, and it was a whole different animal. I was like, all right, this ain't for me. I'm gonna grab the guitar again. But I was kind of like what you talked about. I would play at school, and then I'd get home at like 4:45, and then play until I couldn't see. And that was literally my day, Monday through Sunday. Put so much time into it. That's so like. I feel like if you can change that attitude, put it towards your music, put it towards whatever you're working on, you can succeed at any level.
Facts. Absolutely. And it's like taking that drive and just applying it to just anything. You have to actually become that at the end of the day, because it's easy to sit there and just like, watch motivational videos. That's somebody else I like is Eric Thomas, the When You Want to Succeed as Bad as You Want to Breathe. That guy, I study the shit out of him too. But it's just taking that mindset and applying it to everything. And you're right. Once I learn how to take, that killer instinct from basketball and put it in music, ain't no telling what I can accomplish.
That's awesome. Well, you could definitely tell that killer instinct is starting to rub off on your music. Let's talk about Froze Volume 1 here, man. Tell me about
Okay, let's get into it.
I told you. I tweeted out. I was like, it's gonna get icy. I told you.
Yes, man. I've been seeing your tweets, man, and I love it. I love it.
Dude, all right, so Froze Volume 1, there's a few singles that were already singles that are on there. So Change, Cloth Difference. But we're going to talk about it. What's the relief and the weight that you're feeling? Like, is the weight gone? Has it been lifted that now the music's out there with the people?
Yes, it's definitely a huge weightlifter because I feel like every independent artist, you know, when it comes down to putting a project out there, and you're having to do the track list selection on your own, it's like, I don't know if that one's gonna hit. What about this? I don't like. It was really hard for me, and now that I've finally, you know, got my first project out there, definitely a huge weight lifted.
So you're talking about the way you're setting up the tracks. That was another thing I was thinking. Besides the Kevin Gates thing, the first three singles are great. Change we've heard before. After the first three, the way it's set up to me was perfect. When I'm listening to it, like it was awesome. Pain, all the way down to clock difference, all the way down to the end was perfect. You're just vibing the whole time. Was that a calculated decision, or was that maybe kind of luck?
That's like 2 weeks just sitting there and listening to all those songs and trying to find an arrangement. So the fact that you noticed that and you know what I'm saying, you like the flow of the whole project, like it means a lot because I put a lot of time into that.
Yeah. What was the process going into volume one? Have you been sitting on these songs for a while? Obviously, you know, like I said, Change and some of the other singles are on this album, but like, well, how long was this process? What was going through your head?
It was a pretty long process. These songs I've actually had in the vault for a really, really long time. I still got like, you know, 60 unreleased songs, you know, just in the vault. And I'm looking to go ahead and, you know, finally start letting them go. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's awesome. Especially now, you know, COVID, you got to release them.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
For sure.
so what's your creative process like?
I say first, I'm always prepared before I go into the studio. You know what I mean? Like I don't go in the studio and just freestyle because that's just, you know, most artists do, but that's just not me. I could do that because I like to freestyle, but I care about my work. I like to sit there, you know, I'll get a beat from one of my two producers and I'll just, you know, I'll sit there, I'll kind of like, you know, freestyle, first I come up with my flow, you know, what kind of delivery do I want to deliver on this track? And I also, once I find the flow, I learn how to switch it up throughout the song. So it's like, I really take my time on the song structure and stuff like that. And then not only that, but the lyrics as well. So I sit there and I'll type. I don't write my music. I actually do it on my computer.
Hey, that's good. It'll save it on here for you.
Yeah. No papers lost.
Yeah. Hey, no, we're not killing trees here, bro.
Yeah, man, we love nature. We ain't trying to, Mother Nature will make us pay for that shit.
So, when you're doing the lyrics, let's say you have a track, you know, you have the instrumentals. Have you had to maybe like change the way the track is based off the lyrics, or do you just set those lyrics aside and maybe go to scratch?
I'll just listen to a song over and over.
Okay.
And I'll just sit in there and I'll spend like, you know, 30 minutes to an hour just writing a song, and I'll just leave the same beat on there. I don't let any other beats play because if they do, it's gonna throw me off. I'm real natural with it too. Like I'm not gonna sit there and force myself to write. I like my music to be, you know, like authentic and from the heart. I want people to feel me.
Okay, so you go based off the instrumental. You get that feeling from the instrumentals. Got you. That's awesome. So does your producer, like, does he have any effect on maybe like the instrumental itself? Like he tells you, hey man, maybe you should change this up or anything?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. He sends me the beats and he don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do on them. I'm just being honest with you. I surprised the shit out of him and my engineer. You know what I'm saying? Because they never know what BC they're gonna get. It's gonna be, you know, froze up, flex, and then you got change for you. Like it's crazy, you know. Okay. They never know what I'm gonna do ever.
That's awesome. So earlier we were talking about kind of the message, and when I'm listening to your songs, I get a positive vibe, and it reminded me of Juice WRLD's last album, Legends Never Die, because that was that was very positive. So you were talking about the positivity and the message. Like, go in depth a little bit on the message maybe you're trying to display with Froze.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, what Froze means is water in its rock solid form. And that's what I want my fans and my following to become. I want them to become the best version of themselves, you know, because I feel like, you know, in today's society, you know, people try to make you feel like you can't achieve what you truly want to achieve. And I feel like people have so much more capability on the inside of them, and they allow society to just shackle their mind. So what I'm trying to do with Froze Volume 1 is I'm trying to push listeners to break their ice. And what break the ice means is literally start your journey onto your best self to accomplish everything you aspire to accomplish.
Nice, dude. That's awesome. You don't really see, I mean, I guess maybe some rappers like Juice WRLD does, goes the positive route, but you don't really see them caring too much about the fans that much, mainly a little bit about themselves. So that's really awesome that you're doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, if I can use my platform for the better, I'm absolutely going to do so.
Nice, nice. So was there anything differently going into this album than you did maybe with the past singles? Did you have a different mindset, or was it just like, you know, I have all these songs, just throw them in here?
It was more like I went in there with the mindset and of just like finding the songs that make you feel good after you listen to them. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I want artists, or not artists, I want the listeners to feel good about themselves when they're done listening to me. Because I've listened to a lot of, you know, different kind of music that I don't really connect to like that. The reason I don't connect to it is because, you know, I just didn't feel it. Like, it didn't make me feel good afterwards. And I like feeling good about myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is there anything like when you're like in your creative thought, is there anything that maybe hinders that? Like for me, being that I'm making heavy music, I can't listen to heavy music before I start creating something. I have to listen to rock, or like soft rock, rap, hip hop, that kind of stuff. I can't listen to heavy metal because I'm like, I don't want to let that influence what I'm about to do. Are you the same way?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely understand how much like influence, because we're influenced by a lot of different shit every day. You know what I mean? We're influenced by what we see on our phone, the music we listen to, what we see on TV, the people around us, our environment. Like, we're influenced by shit all the time. And that definitely plays a role in my creativity.
Yeah, yeah. So I wanted to talk about this. The lyrics in some of your songs, you talk about getting that bag, which is obviously getting that money, right? So at the end of the Chosen One, you say in the lyrics, they might teach you by the math equation, but they won't teach you how to get that bag. And I was like, dude, that's so true. They don't teach us how to be like an entrepreneur. They don't teach us how to be a musician, how to even do our taxes. They don't teach any of that. They don't. So I thought it was cool that you were throwing that and influencing that in your songs. Was that like just something that came out of that when you're listening to that instrumental, or did you really want to talk about that?
Well, I mean, whatever I do in music, I always want to be motivational like that and put the truth out there. But when it came down to that, that was definitely one of those things. I just walked up to the fucking microphone and said that. You know what I mean?
That's pretty cool. That I didn't know it was like that. That is pretty cool. So off of this album, what's maybe some of your favorite tracks?
I gotta say that that Live Life. I gotta go with Live Life, because that song, it was just more like I'm coming out and I'm just telling people, you know, my story and what I've gone through and stuff like that. No pain, no gain as well. I actually, believe it or not, I walked up to the microphone in the studio and No Pain, No Gain, and I actually started crying while I was recording that, because I really felt myself in there. I felt all my feelings and everything I was battling at the time.
Yeah.
So I got to say those, and Froze Up Flex. That's my anthem right there, man. Froze.
That's a good one. I really liked Paid, because that reminded me of kind of like the old school like H-Town rap. That was just what I was going through. And I think I tweeted out Paid and Live Life for some of my favorites. Froze Up Flex is awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate that. With Paid too, I wanted to show love to Texas with that song for sure, because I'm also influenced by, you know, a lot of Houston rappers like Zero, Slim Thug, you know, Pimp C, a lot of those kind of guys I came up listening to, you know, since I grew up in Texas. So, I mean, I just wanted to shout out Houston and give love to Texas, where I'm from.
That's awesome, man. So you used to be in Vegas and you moved to Austin. What was it like coming up as a rapper in Austin? Because I don't really know much about the Austin rap scene. I like rap, I love rap, but I don't really pay attention to the local scene. What's it like? Or what was it
Man,
first? What was it like just coming up as a rapper?
well, first coming up, you got to do shows at Scratch House. At Scratch House, it's on 7th Street.
Okay.
That's where literally all the local like rap shows usually are. But coming up, hip hop definitely doesn't get the love it deserves in Austin. So I feel like, if you want any credibility, you got to get out here and take it at the end of the day. So coming up, it's just like anything else. You start from the bottom and then you just keep working and working and working, and eventually you're gonna like where you end up.
Yeah. What's the scene like? Because I know, like, in terms of heavy music, we're all we're all pretty close. We all like to see each other grow. But what's the rap scene like? Is it kind of the same way, or is it? Because I know in rap there's some tug of wars between some rappers. So is it kind of the same thing?
I mean, I would like to say that um, Austin would get Austin hip hop would get further if everybody repped their city and held it down and had respect for each other like Houston. Because all them Houston artists, they fuck with each other. They are one big family down there. But I feel like down here in Austin, you got too many circles, you got too many jealous and envy. You got too much stuff going on out here for the hip hop community to ever come together like the heavy metal community.
Now, do you think maybe it's because of the two cities? The two cities are different. I mean, Austin is more like a LA almost, while Houston has its parts, its gangster parts compared to Austin. Austin doesn't really have that much. And I don't know if gangster was the right word for that, but if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I understand you. I got you. I feel like, Austin's a friendly ass city at the end of the day. You ain't really gonna run into no trouble unless you go down there to like 700. But I mean, Austin's a friendly ass city, and Houston is definitely more dirt going on down there. So
Mm-hmm.
there's that, and that's what like amazes me too. It's like, how is this city a friendly ass city, yet not everybody is connected in the hip
Yeah.
hop? You know what I mean?
Do you think they just feel entitled because the city they're in? Why do you think they're not as connected?
It's because other people, you know what I'm saying? Other people don't want to see people doing better than them at the end of the day. Like, nobody wants to support each other. Everybody wants to be that person to make it. And in the end, there can
Yeah.
only be one. So I feel like that has a lot to do with it as well. But, I'm not competing with nobody. Like I
Yeah.
said, keep your head up. Compete with myself, or it's no competition. So it's
Yeah.
all good.
Now, are there any rappers that you think you don't have to name any specific, but that should be in the spotlight, maybe because they're hurting the scene? Do you think that is a thing?
I feel like, I honestly, if the artist went out there and earned it, I ain't knocking no other artist in Austin. I want Austin to get put on. I want Austin to be respected at the end of the day. So I'm gonna support anybody who's making moves. But I feel like, if you're not really repping Austin like that, you're not really, showing about your brand that you come from Austin and actually trying to put Austin on the map. If you're not really doing that, then why is the city behind you? You know what I mean?
That makes sense. You're using Austin, to brand yourself. If you can bring Austin up, imagine like how influenced you can be or influenced over your city.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, at the end of the day, I want Austin to be respected. And if we are all on the same goal, even then, we shouldn't be divided if that's really the goal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Now, I mean, being that you started from the bottom and now you're here, haha. Have you had people, any businesses or other rappers like not give you credit?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. I don't feel like I get the credit I deserve. But at the end of the day, I'm going to just keep pushing. And the people that gravitate towards me, they're going to gravitate towards me. And those that are not, they can't stop me because I know where I'm going.
Hey, there we go. That's awesome. Now, what are some of the best maybe venues here? Because I want to check out some of the local scene. What are some of the best venues I should be looking at?
Man, I'm going to tell you my favorite one, okay? My favorite venue in Austin is Come and Take It Live. That is my fucking favorite. That is that one, and I think the Emos.
Yep.
Favorite.
So I didn't know they did hip hop shows. Those are huge, heavy metal shows. I go to emos and come and take it all the time.
Really?
Yeah, I did not know they did hip hop shows.
Yeah, they do Come and Take It. And at Emos, I think Kevin Gates came down. I think it was last year or the year before. Kevin actually came down for the tour for his album.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start checking out their websites and looking for some local rap scenes, man.
Yeah, man, Come and Take It. That venue is so, like, I swear, man. And it's crazy because that's where my release party was gonna be too, and unfortunately, it's closed due to COVID. It's all boarded up.
Yeah, no, I was gonna go to that. I was bummed, man.
No, you told me. You told me.
Yeah, I was bummed that got closed. So I had another question. What advice do you have for up and coming rappers, wherever they're at, whether they're in a good local scene or they're in just, maybe not a good local scene? What's some of your best advice that you can give to these up and coming rappers?
Yeah. As far as like just the local scene, the internet squashes all that shit. You know what I mean? Like you can, as long as you have the internet, you can do as much promotion as you want to. It's just up to you at the end of the day. But for artists, I would say first you need to find your sound, because in the end, you gotta market your product. And before you can market your product, you gotta know your target audience. You gotta know where your listeners are at. You gotta know, you know what I'm saying? Just know your audience at the end of the day. So, but first, before you can even do that, you gotta build your audience. So I would say just stay consistent, focus on your sound, stay true to what's true to you, and just market your brand however you want to. Be creative, man. Like let your brand represent you. Let your brand stand out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, do you do most of the marketing like for yourself, or do you maybe have someone on the side that helps you with that?
Yeah, I for the most part, I call the moves for the most part. And then as far as like the ads, I run my own ads. And then I have my girl, she's actually right here right now. She sends my email list. She's my copywriter.
Oh, nice. So that you're keeping it close, which is good.
Yeah, most definitely. You have
No
to.
outside sources. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
Now I don't know if you're on a label or anything, but I've seen some musicians talk about like different points on either signing to a label or don't sign to a label, because the label would take a lot. It might promote you a little bit, but they're going to take half your purse, maybe even more. What are your thoughts and feels on signing to a label or being an independent artist?
I feel like this. I feel like a label is not a bad option at all, because the most relevant artists, they're signed to a label. The ones doing the big collabs and all over the radio and stuff, those are the artists that are signed to the labels. But you can't go into label meetings not knowing what the fuck you're doing. You know what I mean? Like you got to go in there and know the numbers. You got to know all those things. But it does not take a label to make it in this industry in this day and age. You don't need a label. You can make it as an independent artist without a label. But it's not a bad option either.
Okay, so it's kind of pick and choose a little bit. Why do you think you should, like, why are you saying that you don't need a label? Like, have you benefited more without one?
Yeah, hell yeah, because I own all my masters. I've distributed through like DistroKid, United Masters, so I'm getting paid for my streams every month without a label, and I have my name trademarked in case somebody tries to steal my music. So I mean, everything's under me. I've already handled all the legalities, and I get all my royalties. So I mean, why do I need a label?
Yeah, that's true. You can do it all yourself.
Yeah, and it's more like, just like Russ said, because I study Russ a lot as well.
Okay.
Just like his marketing tactics and just, the basics of being independent. Because I took the time to learn this game before I hopped in it. And pretty much when it comes down to labels, the only thing I'm looking for is a partnership. Because with the partnership, at least you can be in control of some things. Whereas these labels, what they do, they come and they'll put like a $2 million check in front of you, and they'll own you once you sign that paper. They'll own all your music for the rest, however long they want to keep your music. And that's how artists, they end up in, you know what I'm saying, problems with deals and lawyers and stuff like that because they don't take the time to understand what they're getting into.
Oh, that's true. That's huge. I've seen a lot of bands talk about that. Like some have left labels, some have joined labels, but a lot of I think right now I'm seeing a lot of them be their own independent artists because they have that success. They don't need this label, you know.
Yeah.
They can just call the other band and be like, "Hey, we want to do a European tour. Let's do it." You know, they don't have to worry about the label fixing that up for them.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like the game has just changed. You know, you don't need a label. My dad, he was a musician. He was in the 1985 Grammy Awards with the Flamingos. He used to be an R&B singer. And he's even said, you know, and that's old school right there. He's even said that back then you had to rely on labels in order to make it in the music industry. But nowadays, you know, it's just way easier. They
Yeah,
didn't
well,
have
I mean,
back
yeah,
then.
yeah, that's true. I mean, so I don't know much about this because I don't have a huge following, but I'm guessing Instagram you can get some sort of profit from.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, and there's another one that just popped up, another music thing. I think it was because they were talking about it's a black independent stream company that they were talking about.
Tidal,
That might be it. There's
Tidal or Napster?
yes, Tidal.
Okay.
So
I got you.
that one just came back into the mix. That's been on like I've been seeing it like trend on Twitter and stuff like that. So there are a bunch of different ways you can actually make a profit, and then plus your shows, plus your merch. It seems kind of smart. I mean, unless you really need a label, it seems smart to not have it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and you got, you know, distribution companies like United Masters. I just started using them. And, you know, the difference between DistroKid and United Masters, DistroKid, it takes like 3 months for your royalties to come in. So say I get 100,000 streams this month, you know, that's going to be $400 from Spotify. Yeah, Spotify. And I won't get that until, you know, November, December with DistroKid, but with United Masters, I get my royalties every month.
Yeah. Why is it like that? Do you know why? DistroKid's like that?
I feel like, you know, with their number of inquiries, I feel like that has to do with it, you know, because they have to manage so many different artists. A lot of artists use DistroKid as well as United Masters. It's one of the new ones.
Really? I'm gonna have to put that in my notes for my band because we're trying to get stuff out.
Yeah, United Masters is the way to go, bro. Put it on there, and that way, you know, once it's distributed, you can go claim all your artist profiles on every platform. So now you won't even need them because you can see your data yourself.
Yeah. Now, earlier you brought up your dad, how he was a musician. How beneficial, like, have your parents been, like, are they behind your corner with being a rapper?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's always just been me and my mom. Always. Okay. I'm a mama's boy like a motherfucker. I love my mama. But I mean, my dad, he's still in Vegas.
Yeah.
So me and my mom, we came here whenever I was a kid. And so it was more like, you know, I'm cool with my dad. We don't have beef or nothing, but he wasn't there. You know what I mean? So, but I feel like he supports it though. You know, he calls and checks in every once in a while. I talk to him and stuff. But as far as like a relationship, no.
Got you. But so your mom is totally like cool with you being a rapper, being a musician and independent artist. Really?
It took a while, man. It's just because she had a culture shock. Because like you said, I'm entertaining these people in basketball. You know what I'm saying? She wanted me to be, she supported me 100% in basketball. Like everything that I ever needed to better myself as a basketball player, she did it. So when I switched over to music, I don't know. It took a while, but she loves my music, man. She loves it. She loves that song Change. That's her favorite.
She's probably your biggest fan, bro.
Hey, she's in competition with my girlfriend. I don't know.
Well, that's awesome, man. So I think that pretty much wraps up everything I wanted to talk to you. I think you put it out on the table really well. Is there anything you want to say to your fans? Maybe get off your chest a little bit?
Yeah, man. The main thing that I want to tell all my fans is just chase your dreams. Be who you want to be. Wake up every day and tell the world who you're going to be. Don't let the world, because the world will try to tell you who to be if you don't tell them who you want to be. So it's like you wake up with that clarity every day and you just go after what you want to go after. You can achieve anything, and I'm just trying to be living proof from that.
Dude, that's awesome. You're super positive. I love it. You can definitely tell in your music. You have some fun songs, but you can definitely tell in your music that you're trying to throw a message out there, and it's definitely chase your dreams, be who you want, make that bag.
Yeah, don't focus on no math equations. Only if you got to figure out your royalties, you can write, X equals something. You got to find out what the money looking like. But that's it, man. You don't need all that pre-cal and shit.
That's true, bro. I haven't used that in like 6 years, man.
That's fucking bullshit, ain't it, man? Waste of time, bro. Just imagine where you would be at if you know what I'm saying, if we were working on this shit a long time ago, we'd probably be, we would be on the beach somewhere.
Dude, it's so funny. I went to a community college, and I knew I didn't want to go to school when I would skip class to go to the library, and I was on GarageBand.
Hey, fuck it, bro. Make it happen, bro, by any means. Where did you go to community college?
I went to Blinn College. It's close to Houston.
Stop fucking lying. I went to Ranger College. We played against y'all.
Really?
I swear to God, I went to Ranger College, 2016 to 2018.
Dude. Well, I think we're in the same age. Wait, I'm 23.
I'm 21. I'm about to turn 22.
Oh, okay, you're about to turn 20. I thought we were close to the same age. Yeah, but I think I dropped out of school in like 2018 or something.
Yeah, well, shit, you and I both. I got my associates that said, fuck school. That's a dropout, right? I didn't get my master's.
That's what the world will tell. Well, that's what the world will tell you now.
Yeah, man, and that's another thing, like, I'm trying to get off to my fans too, man. It's like, bro, don't worry about nobody else's expectations. Don't let other people put their limits on you. At the end of the day, everything you need is on inside you. All you need is your own clarification. That's it. Everybody else don't matter.
Yeah, dude. Man, you have an awesome, head on your shoulders, man. I'm excited to see what you're gonna do in the future. Like I said in all those tweets and posts, he's coming for the top spot, bro. ATX better be careful.
Be ready, bro, because I'm coming and I'm not stopping for no reason. Like, I'm ready. It was almost like, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. It was almost like lining dominoes up. Literally lining dominoes up and then finally go boop, and all them hoes just they just go down. And that's how I feel right now. I'm trying to take this momentum and run with it.
Yeah, so I mean, real fast, where did the momentum start? Like, was it your first single and then everything else just went crazy? Was it this album? Where did that start?
Well, I actually had some really, really good momentum back in 2019. My Spotify did really, really well. My Apple Music did really well, just with those 8 singles. But the main song that blew up out of those singles was that Shutter Flow remix. People go crazy over that shit, man. I swear to God, that shit is still getting love to this day.
It's almost at like 300,000 views just on Spotify.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Crazy. Big bag.
That's what I'm talking about. Man, I'm excited. I want Rainy and like 6th Street to open up. So when I go to one of those bars, I can go to the DJ and like request one of your songs. Like, hey, play this guy. He's an ATX rapper, bro. Play this guy.
Yeah, well, shit, they might know me. Cause man, I go down there all the time, and I'm always down there just like passing my stuff off to DJs to get it played. That's of course before they close down. Yeah. But I mean, I would be out there on 6th Street, passing my stuff off to DJs. That's the way to do it in Texas, because we're in the South. We don't have a record label right around the corner. You know what I mean? So we got to market differently.
That's true, man. Well, again, I think that's this was awesome. I'm so glad I got to talk to you. You're super positive, man. Again, I can't wait to see what you're gonna do. Yo, again, if you have anything else you want to say to the fans, you can drop it right now, unless you're done.
Oh man, that's good for me, and I appreciate you having me, brother.
Dude, awesome. Yo, BC the Ice God. That was the Everything's Intriguing podcast. We are out.
Out.